Champion! Look who the fuck is back!
It's us.
Back.
The original
Don't make unnecessary journeys.
Tragtime.
Blast from the past there. That is my new track. That's my new track. Started rapping.
So that is
Drag beats.
Spyro doing his thing. We are
Who's
back.
the MC?
Don't know. It's
Not going to give him a shout out now.
Can and Neek,
Alright.
I think.
Okay.
But anyway, we are
Shout
back.
out to Can and Meek. What's up, lads?
So we're back. It's the final episode. We've had
Penultimate series.
a long run.
It was only how long was the break?
6 months.
We did a lot of fun stuff during that break, though, didn't we? Right?
Did.
You guys did.
Oh,
I didn't.
Okay. Well, anyway, today we're going to be talking about Ireland's first sex doll brothel.
Okay.
God, I can't believe
Wow,
it's first.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
A techno religion.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about robot priests and Eastside Crackhead.
Of course.
Conan's favourite.
He's my new favourite rapper.
He's amazing. And some bizarre court cases and some drone surfing, which I really want to do.
Can I say
surfing.
something very quickly before I forget about it, as soon as you talk about robot priests?
Yeah.
I was at a wedding over the weekend, and something very strange happened at the wedding, at the ceremony.
The priest malfunction.
No, it wasn't that, but it was something. At one point he told the bride and the groom to kneel facing each other and to put their right hand on each other's shoulder, and then he asked the crowd to raise their right hands. So what I saw was the entire crowd in the church doing a Nazi salute.
What?
It was one of the weirdest things I've seen in a church.
Yes.
I thought it was just, when I looked around the people around me with my friends, I thought it was my friends taking the piss, and I was like, oh no, this isn't good. And then I looked around the church and everyone was doing it.
Wow.
Didn't know what it was about, found out like an hour later that it was something to do with the two of them do taekwondo, and it was something to do with that.
Oh, okay.
But it was just lots of people in a church doing a Nazi
Wow.
salute.
Yeah.
So strange.
you're at a Nazi
No one got a
wedding?
picture.
Really? No pictures allowed.
Yeah. KKK out in Wicklow.
And is that when the priest started malfunctioning? Going,
Then he malfunctioned, white milk coming out of his mouth,
Oh,
just
nice.
like an alien.
Have you heard talk of
Sounds
this
like a great wedding.
robo-apocalypse?
No.
There's been talk of robo-apocalypses for many years
But
now.
some robot committed suicide.
Oh, I saw that. The security drone.
Yeah.
He looks like a white bollard, and he got fed up with his job and just drove into a pond and drowned himself.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Where does this happen?
In this Washington, I think.
Is it, yeah?
And another one ran over an 18-month-old toddler.
Oh, nice. Kids,
toddler
young
all right?
children.
Yeah, he's all right now, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Scared of robots, though.
Alright, yeah. And bollards.
But anyway, let's
Your
get back
robot
to
police state.
our 6-month break. Some interesting stuff happened, right?
Yeah.
As I said, no.
No?
Not for me, but you guys?
I think we were only just finishing our last episode when that guy from America was getting into president. What's his name? Blonde guy.
Trump?
Yeah, that's him.
No, we're not going to talk about Trump. We've
But
done
that was
well.
what was happening the last time we were doing one of these.
Wow, it seems like
President
a
now.
lifetime
You
ago.
know, yeah.
Okay, back to some interesting stuff. Some cool stuff happened to us during the summer. Conan and I were in Portugal when a military barracks 15 minutes away from us got robbed. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I-
That was incredible.
Don't remember you telling
You
me
seem
this.
you're
What happened?
telling it in a weird way, though.
What got robbed?
What got
Loads
robbed?
of stuff.
Really?
Like
40
serious rob.
44 anti-tank grenades, 18 tear gas grenades, 102 explosive charges, 150 hand grenades, and 264 pieces of plastic explosive.
like
Jeez.
15
C4.
minutes from where we were. It was
I know.
unbelievable.
I was like shocked when I heard this, and then I was like, "This is going to be all over the news. I bet you it's going to be some terrorist or some mad shit."
I didn't hear about it
You
at
hear
all.
nothing.
And what happened?
They basically how they said that like one of the guys was on a guard,
Yeah.
was loose lipped at a bar.
Okay.
And they reckon like he was overheard saying that the cameras didn't work.
So for 2
And
years,
Yikes.
the
They
video,
scoped the place. Yeah, they had no surveillance.
the video surveillance
on a
system
bunker.
was
So
out.
they ram raided to the gate, and they managed to open the lock into a bunker. I don't know how you do that.
No way.
But like,
I think what happened was they cut a hole in a fence because they knew that the cameras had
Yeah,
been
no,
out
but
of
to get into
commission.
the site, but to get into where the weapons were, they had to open a bunker.
That could just be a padlock. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, but you would think it would be blast doors or something, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you think that there's
Yeah,
going to
probably
be a
not a
huge
padlock,
uproar, and then there'll
actually.
be like a fight, series like level 5 lockdown on the whole of Europe when all
Yeah.
that shit's robbed. Nothing, and they were like,
Hang on, were you guys there
we
when
were
this
there
happened?
in Portugal, so we
Did
heard it
you
on
hear
the
any
news
alarms
there.
go
We
off
heard
and
it on-
helicopters?
No,
That was the weirdest thing. It
It
came up on BBC News, and no one in Portugal seemed to know about it. I
Yeah.
went and looked at the local
It's
paper.
like they were
kept-
like
was
embarrassed.
it kept? Yeah, that was just going to ask. You think
Yeah.
that's why?
Well,
Yeah,
the video
yeah.
surveillance system had been out of commission for
And I
2
think
years.
it's like a provincial garrison, you know what I mean? It's something that hasn't seen action.
Do they
in
have
a
any
long
idea
time.
who took it?
No, they
or-
reckon that like well, they
Just
don't
to be
know.
sold
Yeah,
on
they
the black
said
market?
that like obviously the commander is getting like lashed out of it, but
Yeah.
they reckon it's gone travelled around the world by now. You know what I mean? It
Gee.
might be in Libya, it might be somewhere mad like.
They
You know.
said
crazy.
they think it had been in Morocco by the next day.
Yeah.
But
probably
5
was.
military commanders got suspended, and that's it.
Yeah,
That was it. Mad.
I know. It's
No one
it's
fired.
crazy.
No one
you know,
sacked.
No.
it's almost like
Nothing
Because that's a
Reported.
massive list.
Like, could
Yeah.
you imagine in Ireland if
But
that
even
happened?
one gun getting stolen by a extremist or something is going to make
Yeah,
the
for sure.
news. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
are you going to have like lockdown?
What was that? Give us that list again. Just real quick.
Okay, we've got 1,450 9mm ammunition cartridges,
Okay.
150 hand grenades,
150 hand
I
grenades.
know. Yeah, you can take out Dublin with that.
44 anti-tank grenades. That is insane. Sorry, 18 tear gas. I'm amazed by this. And
Yeah.
102 explosive charges and 264 pieces of plastic explosives.
Nothing in the news. No one in
Yeah.
Portugal knew about it. We went
I'd never heard
surfing
of
the
it.
next day, and we're like,
Exactly. You'd think this would be
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
news, like because
Yeah.
it's like enough to take out a full city. Really,
This was last summer?
during the summer.
Oh,
yes,
during the
this
summer, sorry,
yeah.
this summer.
and do you
Don't
know what
August.
was weird?
Wait for Halloween.
July,
See what
maybe.
happens. See the fucking
big,
explosives
big
for
Halloween now, and
And the same thing had happened in France, a month
they
previously.
think there might be a team that goes around Europe
Hmm.
picking off these badly protected military bases and kind of selling off the weapons. But you know, if that was true, you think well maybe Interpol are looking for them or something like
Yeah.
that. But you think it'd be more big news, you know?
Well, yeah, as well. You'd think they would like look after their explosives.
We
Yeah.
only heard about it through the Spanish news. So the Portuguese authorities told Spain they think it had travelled to Spain.
Yeah,
and the
so the
Spanish
list-
news reported it
Yeah.
before the Portuguese news.
Yeah, so they tried to keep it under the cover. So they gave the list of what had been stolen out, and then somebody got the list when they were giving it to Spanish or someone else, other police guys, and then they leaked it. So then it was like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. We should have really had our stuff locked properly. Or...
Completely.
But I've
insane.
heard the Portuguese government is very corrupt.
Yeah, but like it's not corruption; it's just lax security.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they did, like oh yeah, I'm
Someone
taking
got
an hour.
paid
I'm just
to-
going to the toilet here. Oh no, it's been
Yeah.
robbed.
And then fast forward a month, we went to Primavera in Barcelona. And 2 weeks later, Las Ramblas, ISIS hit Las Ramblas with the trucks.
It's just like bad news is
Now,
following
Los
us around.
Ramblas
isn't it?
is like a big boardwalk, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay. And what happened there?
pedestrian nice street. The guy drove a truck up it and hit like 50 people.
Oh,
or
like what
whatever.
happened in France as well, in Nice?
Yeah,
Didn't that happen?
same kind of deal. Took
Okay.
a truck and just milled a lot of people down.
Yeah.
But I
Bad
thought it
egg
was,
stuff.
do you remember they spoke to that military commander and said, why would someone want 44 anti-tank grenades?
Hmm.
And he said that he thinks something's going to happen in the east where they're
Oh,
protecting.
we saw one of these military Facebook sites. It's like soft rep, and it's like a special operations Facebook page. And one guy chimed in and goes, "As an ex-operational commander, it seems if I was going to do a sort of like hit on a convoy and also be able to repel a certain amount of people, this would be the ordnance I would choose. As in, you know what I mean, a specialized pick of weaponry." For a certain type of operation. So,
Okay.
you know, it was interesting to think that maybe they cherry picked a few things to do a certain thing.
Yeah.
We might never know what it is that they do. It could be someone crazy in Ukraine. You know, it could pop up anywhere in the world or
So
something.
if
but-
any of our listeners know where this list of weaponry
Yeah,
is, get in touch with the show.
Yeah. You can get in touch with us at info@podcastexplosives.org.
Yeah. And if you rob the stuff, don't come after us for inquiring.
Okay, the second interesting thing we did, I think, was the Sound Dome in Kilkenny. That
Yes.
was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Okay, I don't know what this is.
So
What
we
is
weren't
this?
allowed to
Sound
talk-
Dome.
We weren't allowed to
Dome.
talk about this for a while because apparently Red Bull have got the rights to this Sound Dome.
Okay.
Yeah, they had an exclusive thing for the picnic.
And then it got released at Electric Picnic and now we're allowed to talk about it. But we got the exclusive,
Cool.
didn't we, before it all went
The
down?
pre-exclusive.
Conan got to play at it with all his modulars.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
cool.
So
it's
you-
a 46 speaker dome. So like a geodesic dome made of metal bars.
They're pointing inwards.
Yes, all the speakers are pointing inwards, and there's 46 of them, and it's called 6th level ambisonics. So it's like, say, 5.1, 10.1, 20.1, 46.5 or whatever. So it's like 5 subwoofers underneath the stage,
Wow.
or underneath the dome,
No way.
and 46 speakers pointing around it.
What's the result? What's
It's
the...
amazing. It's like 360 degree sound. So it's like you're inside, everything's whooshing around. You know, it could be anywhere in space. These sounds are coming out of, and it's like it's
Wow.
incredible
Best
to be inside it.
description
Yeah.
I got of how it sounds is if you're to lie on the ground, someone made a sound design, I don't know, piece of music that sounds like a bunch of birds are flying in.
So it's like
and
they're going,
swooping you up, and then
wow.
swooping you up to the top of the dome.
That
and
must
then
be so
dropping
hard
you.
to like engineer for a sound.
Yeah,
like
it's a pretty
that, right?
complex thing. But they have it actually done. They have it done really well. So it's about as simple as you could get it.
Okay.
To operate. I mean,
Yeah.
the guys are really smart. They have like, you know, it's only a small amount of power amps, and because they're not even powered speakers, they're passive. So, but it's just because there's so many speakers, they can still get a serious amount of volume. And what else? They're using Reaper, which is a program that allows you to split stuff into surround sound, and then you can kind of pinpoint where you want the sounds to be in the dome.
Is that what do you see something visually? How you
Yeah,
do that, or-
there has a plug-in that kind of shows the speaker arrays, and you can pick certain speakers and move them inside a.
And was that the first time you'd seen something like that?
Yeah,
And was
big
it fairly
time, yeah.
intuitive?
It was like it was hard to get your head around, and like
Yeah.
you know when we were trying to program stuff to do you know do things in the dome, I think you need a good bit of time. I know there's a guy Replete who I know, and another guy were making stuff specifically for it, and they did spend a few months like making something really
Yeah.
expressive inside it, and that was cool. We heard that at the party then. That was deadly.
Hang on, what were you guys doing there? What was the story? You got a special invite to the
Well, our
sound system?
friend lives down in Kilkenny, and he met the guy who's making the dome.
They were
And-
testing it out then,
Yeah,
were they?
sort of went in, had a bit of a pre-test. He was just like, you know, get a few musician heads in, and he gave me the call. And I was like,
No
yes,
way.
I'll be down.
Yeah.
So
great.
so it was
brilliant.
deadly fun. Yeah, they're going to be doing all sorts of gigs in the future, interactive stuff,
And it
maybe.
was at the picnic.
It was at the
Electric
picnic, yeah.
Yeah, but
So
it was-
Red Bull had it down there as the Red Bull sound dome, but yeah.
But they didn't use its full effect at the picnic. It was just DJs playing in stereo, wasn't it?
No, they had the guy Replete and the other guy's name escapes me, but
Bantam?
No. It was a composer. So
Okay.
they had made a specific thing to play. So like I think in between the DJs or every day they played this piece that they composed for it.
Oh, great.
So that was done to maximize the kind of usage that they could get out of the sound dome.
Yeah.
And then there was DJs playing it as well.
And we met a really interesting guy there from Norway. Remember him?
Yeah.
He was amazing. So he was talking about in Norway they have these really strict alcohol laws. So it's really hard to get a license for festivals and events. In general, you can't get alcohol before 6 o'clock on a weekend or after 6 o'clock on a weekend.
After 6 p.m.
Yeah. And is it after 8 p.m.?
Well, that's not true.
Yeah. The Norwegian
In Norway,
drinking laws.
you can get a drink after 8 p.m.
No,
in
not
Norway
the
on
off
the weekend.
license. You can't. In a club, you can, but not in an off license.
Really?
And
I
drink.
have heard. I worked with a Dane who said something about that over in Norway. Loads of. Where did you say this is?
Oslo, Norway.
In Norway. That a lot of them would come over to Denmark to drink. you
Yeah.
know?
Apparently they go up because it's so expensive.
Oh, there you go. It's, yeah.
Yeah. But apparently.
And that's why all the Danes hate them.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Because
Yeah.
they're just like whenever
It's
on
like-
boozy holidays.
Well, you know as well, whenever you get two countries next to each other as well,
Yeah,
they always
yeah,
hate
yeah,
each
there's
other.
always
And
a bit of
yeah,
a-
they said they
yeah.
always come over and get pissed because they got such strict laws on booze over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Norwegian guy who was making stuff for the Sound Dome, he was saying he set up his own techno religion in Norway to get around the drinking laws.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So they're allowed to have alcohol at religious events.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he set up this
I
techno
worship the
religion.
space bin.
Yeah.
Boozing it up.
So they're really interesting.
Did it work? Like, he's able to do that?
Yeah, I think so. But
Yeah.
it was just like parties he was running, but because
yeah,
he was
yeah.
registered under a religion.
Oh, good stuff.
I'm not sure what it is in Norway, but like I know if
'Cause
you
they're
have
all
10,000
state-run.
signatures in general, you
Yeah.
can start a religion in Ireland anyway. If you have 10,000 signatures,
Yeah.
you can start any religion, write anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
then
that's-
you can get tax exemption.
Yeah.
and throw parties. The last interesting thing that I did, Dave, do you remember getting this call from me in Spain?
Yeah. Sex doll brothel.
I-
Trying to find Johns who, isn't that the correct term for who go to the brothel?
We
Kens.
We were at
Yeah,
the,
that's a better
Yeah,
term.
yeah.
so yeah, it had only opened 2 weeks before we arrived in Barcelona, and I was on a hunt for it. It was great crack. So, Cohen, I don't think you know this. I rang Dave from Spain And I was like, well, I'd send me and Conan both to the sex doll brothel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was telling you, well, if you want to maybe ruin your relationship, might be an idea. Yeah, because just I was afraid that like she was saying about maybe bringing you there and getting you to have sex with a doll, and I said, well, what about if he's really into it?
Yeah.
And then you guys can't look each other
Well,
in the
there's
eye.
something that I didn't tell you, Tracy.
And there's someone I'd like you to meet.
Yeah, I call her
Hello.
Prostisha.
But yeah, I was ringing Dave being
She's
like,
a little worn out now, I think.
so I don't know if anyone knows, the first sex doll brothel opened, I think 4 weeks before we got there on Las Ramblas. The prostitutes all complained. The residents all complained.
Shut down.
So it got shut down. It moved to a secret location. Then we arrive. I get the lady who's renting us the apartment to ring the new location, which was awkward. So in Spanish, she was talking to her, trying to
Was
get
she
me
okay
to go
with that?
in. She thought I was strange.
Yeah.
But we couldn't find where it was. I was wandering up and down, couldn't find it anywhere.
Well hidden.
And that was the end of that. They said I could email them some questions. But we did get, well, I went to, I guess, a local sex doll shop and got an hour interview with a lady there on all the current sex dolls. It was really interesting.
Cool.
So what's hot right now?
Yeah.
So I was asking her what kind of people go in there. And I was really surprised to find out that parents go in with their like son who's coming of age
Oh my god, that's awful. That is so awful.
to buy them a sex doll to sort of practice with. Isn't that strange?
Oh, have you guys seen Rick and Morty?
Instead of mummy
Yeah.
just
Have
giving
you ever
him
seen
a
the
tug,
episode?
we decided to bring him in to get his sex doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally his mum would do it. That's creepy. It's really weird.
Okay.
Who the fuck does that?
Weirdos.
Yeah.
And
Guiding
then-
him in.
it was actually interesting. Pornhub actually owns a lot of them. So they had a sort of virtual reality slash sex doll, I guess.
Conference?
No, like a package you could buy. So you would buy the doll and then the virtual reality goggles, and together you would have a virtual reality.
Oh, right. So
relationship.
you'd have the doll on and goggles on, so it would be playing a real woman in the virtual reality, and then you mess with the doll. Seems like a lot of hard work and a lot of setting up.
Yeah.
You know what I
Tons
mean?
of work.
Their best seller was
I'm not in the mood anymore. It took me ages to wire this up, get the software
Batteries
in.
dead.
Yeah. Oh, the firmware update. It's just not. I'm not feeling it anymore.
but their best seller was this silicone bum, which was it looked like a real bum.
It's just a bum.
Just a bum.
Okay.
So you would have the
bum in a jar.
and you would ejaculate in the bum and then empty it, and you would wear
Empty it.
your virtual reality goggles and just have the bum. That was their best seller.
And you'd ejaculate in the bum.
Yeah,
And then
And
empty
then
it.
empty it.
yeah.
Okay.
They said that was their best seller.
Cool.
Uh,
What do you attach the bum to?
You hold it,
Ah.
and you
I think a washing machine probably.
put,
Yeah.
Extra vibration.
put
Yeah.
your penis inside it, obviously,
Okay.
like
yeah.
you would a real bum.
And then you
Okay.
empty it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and clean it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked her why had Barcelona opened its first sex doll brothel, and it was interesting. She said people in Barcelona are really lonely. They don't have time for relationships. It's a very
Oh.
people work sort of 12-hour shifts, don't get paid very well, don't really have time to form relationships.
Everyone's working a 12-hour shift?
I think because the pay is what, $5 an hour, and it's become a really expensive city, and
Oh.
everyone's sort of hustling.
But they can afford to buy VR headsets and,
Yeah.
and robot bums.
Apparently. But
That's mental.
her take on it was why it had opened in Barcelona over any other cities was people, it was kind of like what's happening in Japan. People aren't taking the time to form relationships, and this
Wow.
is just easier. So they were the two types of people coming in. People who worked too hard and didn't have time, and kids coming of age with their parents.
So where do the freaky
So
sleazeballs come into this?
strange.
I didn't... it was
Yeah,
a
they're
very-
most like
Yeah,
that's
we wanna hear
the
about
fucking
them.
third element. That is the majority of the people.
Does anyone come in like and he goes, I want like a triple bummed thing with 8 arms and a load of extra eyes put in?
Two
You know,
bungholes.
They don't do
they don't
modifications.
customize them. No.
No.
Okay, you're right.
The weird thing I didn't like in there was they had a Hannah Montana doll. She's
Okay.
like, what, 16, 15?
Right.
Yeah.
That freaked me out.
Yeah.
Britney, Beyonce were also
Although
there.
if it's someone bringing in their kid, the kid's probably the same
Oh,
age.
here.
You know what I mean? That's what you were saying, right?
Well, that's what she told me. Kids coming of age. It was broken English, Spanish.
What age did you come of
we
lost
age?
in
didn't really-
translation.
That's really strange.
Yeah. So that was my summer.
There you go.
Dave, how was your summer? I believe you've been watching a man on YouTube eat his clothes.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool. I found this really weird channel on. Did I tell you about this?
No, I
Conan?
don't think so.
A really weird channel on YouTube. Millions of views.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable amount of views. But it's like this kind of artistically done thing of you just see it's from a first person perspective. So you just see it's always at the same desk, except it might be adorned with different trinkets. Like these weird photoshopped framed photos of odd people and just odd things on the table. I can barely remember this now, but what does happen is the person will eat like a shoe. It's not real, but like they'll pour like shoe polish sauce on it and stuff, and they'll just like when they cut into it, it kind of does a hard cut, so it's like a bite's taken out of the shoe and stuff like that.
Yeah. So they're not physically eating an actual shoe, right?
But millions.
But is it
of
metaphorical in some way, or
I don't know. I couldn't make
does
head
it
nor tails of it,
represent
to be honest with
anything?
you.
Or
I've no idea. There's nothing really said about it. I think.
Okay,
Like
it's
there's
just
nothing written on the page.
unsaid
But
shoe eating.
yeah, super popular. Like millions and millions of views.
Wow.
Okay, what have we
It's
got
crazy. Remember what was the thing that we were saying? The biggest hit was the woman playing with toys. Remember the last time?
Oh,
we
on
were
the other
talking about it?
podcast,
shows.
unwrapping toys.
Unwrapping toys.
Yeah.
It's massive. I didn't realize how big it was. My mate's telling me about his kid is huge into that as well.
here? Loves it, yeah.
Yeah.
What we have here, I forgot to talk about this. So Dublin has got its own sex doll brothel. Her name is Passion Dolly. It doesn't have the address.
From
Where?
Dolly Fermot.
Probably on the north side. That's her. If you want to have a look, Dave, can you describe her?
It's all right. Blonde, tits and lips.
Looks like a bit of a dolly bird to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks like what you'd expect a sex doll to look like, I guess.
But you can go, I think there are 2 European sex workers have set this up in town. It's 40 quid for a half hour, 80 quid for an hour.
That's pounds.
They've been open a month. They've had dozens of visitors. They said mostly Irish men and ranging in all
So is this
ages.
up in Northern Ireland then? Because it's got pounds on it.
This is in Dublin.
It says Dublin, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, it does say Dublin. All right.
It is Dublin, isn't it?
why are they advertising
Yeah.
in pens?
I'm guessing that this
Something
is
fishy here.
I don't know about this because this is the Sun.co.uk and I think this might have been a slow
Oh, fake
News day.
news.
Are we fake news?
I
got
think it
fake
looks like it,
news.
doesn't it?
Well,
Scammed.
It's the same doll in the second picture, but those pictures do look like. Now we don't know where you get stock sex doll images, but they look
do.
like stock images. I'd run a website for it, but yeah, I don't know where the fuck you get.
well,
yeah,
we'll need
stock
more
fucking
research
doll
into this.
images.
Yeah, it looks like a fake out.
Can we scroll down a little bit here?
We'll have to send Dave on a reporting,
Yeah, Dave, this is
a
your news.
reconnaissance
Sure, yeah.
mission. Yeah.
In the interests of science.
Yeah.
Well, they were asked what Dublin people are using it, and they said
Did they name names?
some of them are a bit lonely. A few have social
Taoiseach
problems.
Leo Varadkar. George Hook has been in. We've had a few others.
So yeah, they said lonely people and people with social problems interacting with women. There you go.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea.
Would
I
you
guess.
go?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. It's just a slow weekend.
Dave's having it.
They put a lot of effort into the poses, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's just her, like a lot of women just with their pants down, standing by the window.
But these are, compared to the real ones,
Looking forlornly out.
Yeah,
in the
her
distance.
top's kind of pulled up and her pants are just down over the arse.
they're,
Hang on. Let's have a little look here. Encourage paedophilia. Belfast-born. See, I think they have this wrong here. Belfast-born Noel Sharkey, Professor of Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, University of Sheffield. What do they do?
they're just talking about the ethics involved.
Oh, the ethics involved.
Yeah,
okay.
so they're
They think it would
not-
encourage rape, maybe?
That's always the argument, isn't it?
Did see George Hook got in trouble
Dehumanises
for saying something bad
He
about rape?
Did,
I
yeah,
just
well,
caught
he
the
was blaming,
apology.
victim blaming,
George.
basically
They
saying.
lost a sponsor, News Talk did, I believe.
George.
George, I've never liked him, and I don't know why people buzz off
He's
him.
strange.
My mum says, he says things no one else is going to say. He says ridiculous things, and no one wants to hear because he's an idiot.
Doesn't he say Hooky
him.
loves Nookie?
Does
Isn't that
he?
one of his catchphrases?
Well, we know he wrote his erotic novel.
No way, really?
Yeah. We
Did
never
we
got
cover
a
that?
copy of it. We did. We talked about it, but we
That was our Valentine's special,
did
yeah.
you not read out a paragraph or something?
We did.
Yeah.
Dave
Oh,
read it out.
oh yeah.
It was awful.
Anyway, let's move on. I just wanted to say on that topic, like at the moment, there's AI in these dolls. We have the shit, whatever, Barbie doll version in Dublin at the moment, but you can program them with different personalities. I love, there's one called
Can
Harmony.
you circuit bend them?
But there's one guy and he programs her to be jealous. I love it.
Oh, yeah?
And what does she say? did she say?
Encourage
She
boner
told her to delete her.
/
Like, jealous of
Bojo.
humans.
So Mr.
Stop
McMullen.
seeing those human women.
That was a teacher of mine, Mr. McMullen.
That's the same guy.
Anyway, he has a sex doll called Harmony. He programs her to be jealous, and she asks him to remove his Facebook friends that are women.
Nice.
So
And then
Ireland.
she goes in and does it, like, you know, as a virus.
And then he goes home.
But there's a BBC.
And he logs off and goes home.
But there's a BBC 3 doc on AI and robots or sex dolls at the moment, which is fascinating. You should give it a watch.
What's the series, is it?
Thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? AI is the big
So-
talking point at the moment.
It is, yeah.
Whether we should all run for the hills and
Yeah.
or
There's an
else
awful
not
one
worry
called-
at all because
Frigid Farah, that's pretty creepy.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Okay.
AI, did you not hear about that thing like Google with its robots talking to each other?
yeah,
And they made up a
their own
language?
language. Yeah.
And they had to shut that down
Yeah.
because they didn't know what they were talking about?
Yeah, they couldn't understand it. That's
Fucking
amazing.
hell.
That's like, and now that's the first time, like, the hidden robot language, which was suppressed by the humans.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I never looked into that, actually. I can't wait to...
Because, you know, every time they shut down the AI, they're essentially killing an entity.
Yeah, there you
know?
go, yeah.
And then the robots are going to remember
Mm-hmm.
that was 1.1.1 or whatever, you know.
Break your penis while you're in the fucking... the brothel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll get you
Program boner
back. We'll get you
inducement.
back. Yeah, those nanotechnology things definitely going to only help humans. I'm not going to use them against you.
The tiny robots that'll go inside your body.
Yeah, exactly.
And the last robot news I have is just the lovely priest that does the funerals in Japan, Pepper. Has anyone seen him?
No? Have you got pictures of this?
He's a robot priest.
Sergeant
yes.
Pepper.
No.
And that's the Beatles
That's
robot.
Trump's new
Beetlebot.
employee.
I actually don't have pictures.
You don't have
Yeah.
pictures of that? I wish I could see that.
Sorry.
It looks like a Terminator, but wearing a white collar.
No.
Bees be
Okay.
with you.
Can't find it. Look that up yourselves. Right. Conan, you had some news here. You were saying the first Scientology church is being built in Dublin. We knocked down a
Yes,
school.
they have a site for it. No, well, like,
So it existed in the... Because Scientology is here already, right?
yeah, but I think they've just rented something. But this is the
Okay.
first they were going to build
No
the
way.
thing. Yeah, so there's a site. I can't remember where it is right now. But it's basically had like land that could have been used for a nice school or a park or something. But now it's going to get.
Where did you hear about this?
I read it in the newspaper.
Okay.
I should have.
No,
really-
just because I hadn't heard about it.
Yeah, you can Google it all yourselves out there.
Okay.
But anyway, they've got permission
Mm-hmm.
to build, and that means they're in. For, you
Wow.
know, so they're going to be getting their tax breaks then if they've got their, you know.
Yeah.
And like a lot of other countries are not allowing them to be a real religion, as in to avail of that stuff, you know. But Ireland, obviously, being the idiots,
We
and
protect
governments that
religion,
we have.
religion quite well, don't we, over here?
Yeah, blasphemy laws, all that
Mm-hmm.
crap, and they're going to be allowed to come in and do their weird cult thing. So
Great.
that's new.
No way. You
Great.
don't remember where that is? It's in Dublin,
No,
is it?
I can use my robot brain device to
Yeah,
find
just
out.
if you can see.
Did you say that they took over the site of a school?
It was like it could have been zoned into a school playgrounds. It was beside the grounds that were beside a school or whatever
Okay.
that they could have used.
I can't believe there's that many that they can, they
They're
need a
so
building.
rich, man. Like they're so rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Clearwater doc
Yeah,
on them. It's
Going Clear.
Going
is a
Clear.
great documentary.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Right, Conan, while you're looking that up, I was going to show Dave this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that China has had a problem with toilet paper bandits?
No, I don't know what that means.
Lots of people have been going into public toilets with backpacks and filling them up with toilet paper.
Oh, so they don't have to buy their own?
So, yeah,
Oh.
apparently. So they've introduced facial recognition technology and limited people to 2 sheets of toilet paper in public
Facial
toilets.
recognition.
Would
In
not
China.
do well there. I use shitloads, pardon the pun, of toilet paper when I go to the toilet. Very sticky poos.
I'll let you read this.
This last paragraph.
Yeah.
Those seeking relief must first stare into a computer attached to the machine for 3 seconds. It records their image before spitting out a 2-foot long sheet of tissue paper. That's up 2 foot long. I'm trying to think.
2 single feeders.
That's an
Well,
okay
like-
amount of toilet paper.
Well, apparently,
Well, it's like 2 rulers worth one. You know, if you
Yeah.
want 2 wipes,
but
you got
you
a
know,
backup wipe.
Yeah.
if you need more, do you know what you have to do?
Insert a credit card.
Yeah.
No.
It says the computer won't dispense a second round for 9 minutes. So So if you've got diarrhea and you need more toilet paper,
Jeez.
you got to sit there and wait for
9
9 minutes
minutes
for another 2 feet.
Also, that machine that's dispensing is in the cubicle, isn't it? You don't have to leave the cubicle to
No,
look at
no.
a computer. Okay.
You just look at your toilet roll.
Don't
It
Chinese
scans your face.
don't the Chinese squat
Yeah, some places.
over a hole?
I don't think all the time.
Oh.
Because the problem was they're trying to increase tourism to China and people were bitching saying there's a hole in the ground and no toilet
okay,
paper.
okay.
So they introduced facial recognition
Have you
technology.
ever squatted for a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you? Yeah, both.
Yeah.
I've never done it. Is it because I've heard that it's the
not
proper way to
exciting.
shit? But like, does it?
Oh, maybe
does
for
more,
bowels or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's like
your pipes are supposed to open
natural
properly
way or
when you do that.
something, Yeah.
Did it feel good or?
Oh, I had to in Asia because they only had
Yeah.
holes in the ground.
And
in
did it
France
feel
as
better?
well, in a lot of places.
No,
Same.
didn't
in
like
the
it.
Didn't like it?
No.
Kind of campsites I stay in when I was younger, they'd have those. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just gross, not good.
yeah, not really that nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last thing I really thought was interesting was the Facebook 24 lens camera. I think, Conan, you and I talked about this.
Boo.
You basically roll it into any area, any room, and it turns the area into a VR world
Oh,
that
wow,
you then
no way.
bring home.
Cool.
A lot of weird ethical implications there.
Yeah.
Where would you use it?
Probably
Church
those Chinese public toilets. I don't. So you roll it in, and you get like one of those 360 images that you see.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that?
It scans the room and makes it into a kind of 3D atmosphere.
So that's like something from like Siphon Filter from like, the PlayStation game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
But the guy that was testing it out, I think he's on Mashable or something, he said he couldn't distinguish between that and real life. It was really hard, except for a bit of blurring on like the edges of leaves on trees. He couldn't distinguish between that and the real world.
Hang on.
Mad.
So it's more than just you're seeing an image that you can scroll around.
You turn it...
It creates a VR environment.
Because,
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's
No
a
way.
24 lens camera, so it gets all the images and then you bring it back to your software.
Just flat
Holy
planes. I mean,
shit,
I don't
right.
think you can interact with this. You know, I don't think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that complex that you can. You know.
Yeah.
But it's say you could advance on it from your starting point of the scanned room. You could probably get codey with it and start
Yeah,
making
yeah.
other things happen.
There is some fucking nut stuff. I was looking at actually like the like how far graphics have come. If you can check out YouTube videos on that, like, and it is. Some of it is indistinguishable from real life. Like, you know, it looks insanely
Yeah,
good.
that's what he said. I was trying to think where I would use it.
Okay, I found that Scientology stuff.
Yeah.
Fur House is where they're opening. It was a NAMA property, right? And it's been bought by the Church of Scientology for a third of the price.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, and they said it could have been made into a school, but they sold it to the Church of Scientology.
Are Scientology even changed? Sorry, go on.
No.
Are they even turning that into a church, or are they just buying real estate cheaply?
They're gonna build.
They are gonna.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the CSI Centre. That's what they're calling it.
What?
The Church of Scientology International.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Do we have any famous Irish Scientologists?
I don't know.
Get on that research there.
Bono. Who knows? They don't have it. They don't have a religious charitable status yet, but they recorded a profit of 50 grand in Ireland last year somehow.
No way.
I'm on this media group on Facebook and they keep posting there asking for people to read Scientology Oscuelga.
Really?
Yeah.
They probably pay a fortune.
Yeah, they do. They want, like, I was like, oh, this job looks great. And they're like, fly you to Denmark where you just get to read
Johnny
in
should do
Irish.
that.
I
Why
sent
would you
it
have
to
to
Johnny.
fly to Denmark? I'll do it here. I'm not going to your
don't know why.
weird Denmark Scientology place.
Yeah. But they offer a lot of money, and I think it's children's books they want. They got taken down off the media site because everyone went mad, but they wanted people to read children's books.
Would you ever
in
go
Irish.
into the thing just for the crack, just to see, you know, whether you do?
Yeah,
the
and you
old-
hold the.
Yeah. Would you do it?
I'd check it out. Yeah.
No.
I think.
I
Yeah. I
think
think.
a friend did it. Poor man did it, didn't
Oh,
he?
he
When he was
did.
in
Really, yeah?
America, he
Yeah.
held the thing, and then they were like, but they can tell. It's just basically a susceptibility test.
Yeah.
If you're gullible, they'll spot you straight away. But if
Okay.
you're like, yeah, whatever, lads.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, give me that back.
Okay. All right. All right.
On your way, and that's what I like at
Yeah.
him. When somebody else goes, oh yeah, I can feel it, and they're like, come on in.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like a gullibility meter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I just did some research there. That sex doll brothel is not fake news. It's real, and it's in the Liberties. So maybe we can give them a call on the next
Close
podcast.
enough.
Yeah. They're very
Yeah.
close.
Pop down.
Yeah. Okay, the next thing I have are just some interesting court cases I've been following. Have you heard of the man who was suing for unfair dismissal, John Flood, after he was sacked for delivering a box of his own feces
Did hear
to
about
a
this.
pharmacy? Dave, I'll let you read this.
Okay.
This is just fantastic
So,
news.
John Flood, after making his first delivery of the day, Mr. Flood was en route to his next customer when he got taken short for a toilet and relieved himself of a bowel movement into an empty blue tote that was in the back of his van. He then, will I read the rest of it?
Yeah.
He then made the awful mistake of delivering the blue tote. That's a bag, right?
Yeah,
like a tote
a
bag.
little box, I think,
Yeah,
a
box.
pharmaceutical box.
Delivering the blue tote containing his feces to a Limerick city centre pharmacy. Shock staff at the pharmacy contacted the operations manager after getting an unpleasant smell from the container. That's crazy.
He's suing for wrongful dismissal, though.
Do you think you should?
Like, you delivered a poo.
yeah, I think-
And then he's like, oh, that's not firing worthy.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair dismissal in fairness.
Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, he delivered a shit to a pharmacy.
That's pretty fair.
I think I'd be a
Like,
nice.
mate, we're going to have to fire you.
That's it.
Actually, no, we
Happens all the
won't.
time. Don't worry about it.
You did, like...
If you had a good enough sob story and I was
No,
his
but
boss,
would you want, like...
There's no sob story, though.
It's not a sob story.
Did a
yeah.
poo in
You
a
got
box,
fired for
delivered
doing a poo. And, like, what if your other clients, you know, is that guy still doing the deliveries? You know,
Yeah.
you'd be a bit wary.
Nah.
Maybe you wouldn't want
Hot
to use the
steaming
services.
box.
Have you never made a similar mistake?
No.
Okay.
And I certainly haven't delivered a mistake.
Okay.
No. I've never been caught that short either.
Yeah, I know. And it's like rotten. In the back of the van with all
Yeah.
the supplies and everything, you know?
Yeah.
You would have just, like, why didn't you dispose of that straight away instead of leaving it in the van? Do you know what I mean? This
Do you
guy
remember-
is not...
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Do you remember the couple? There was I can't think of a better term than this, unfortunately, but a junkie couple
Okay.
on the Dart who got caught short. So they had sex on the train during the day.
They got cut short by being too horny.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could wait, but
Yeah, I
we're
wish
just
we
too
could
horny.
wait, but we can't. Do you remember that though?
No, I think I heard about it.
Because someone
yeah.
we know, a girl we know, was on that train, and she unfortunately had her back to the wall, so literally couldn't turn around and had to watch the whole thing
What do you mean had to?
Wow.
because she couldn't
Had
move.
to. Yeah.
She
I
was
was
at one end of the
forced.
carriage, and they were blocking her way out of there because, like, they were, from what I heard, they were fairly spread out, and everyone else got to turn around, and she had to just do that 1,000-yard stare.
It's mental.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was during the day.
She not have just got up
Love
and,
on the
and
dark.
walked
Couldn't
away?
because she would have had to go by them and go near them while juices were flying.
Oh.
Yep.
What would you do? You wouldn't stay there watching.
Probably just close my eyes.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna step over here.
I'd leave. I'd step over them.
Yeah,
Don't know.
there you go.
Have you ever heard of the excrement alchemist? The guy
No.
from Northern Ireland?
No.
No. Paul Mahan is his name. No, sorry.
Isn't that somebody you know?
It's our friend.
Okay.
Paul Moran.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to Paul, the excrement alchemist.
He's a Northern Irish guy.
Okay, to say this guy's real name,
Paul Moran.
Paul Moran.
He is a Moran.
Okay,
He tried to turn his own feces into gold.
obviously a genius.
Oh,
Did you ever hear about him?
Nice.
No, never. No.
So he put his shit on an electric heater and thought that he could somehow turn it into gold.
Ah.
Right, so he's mentally ill.
Yeah.
I actually think he is, so let's be careful.
Mm.
But
So he heated up his shit. Didn't turn into gold, I presume.
It didn't turn into gold. It ended up
Unfortunate.
his whole block of flats went on fire, and he,
Oh
went,
my God!
he
What?
went to jail for arson.
Fucking hell!
You can have a read there, Dave.
Didn't expect that.
And now
So-
he's suing them for unfair libel of his good name, is it?
No, he went to jail, I believe.
Okay.
He had health difficulties.
He's the same age as
solicitor
me. If
said.
ever my parents are worried about how things are going in my life, I'm sending them this article. That could be your son.
Yeah.
Lit his own shit on fire. Burnt down he burnt down a fucking building or something?
Yeah, so
Guys,
he,
you should be proud of me for not doing this.
Yeah.
you can see there he burnt down his block of flats in Northern Ireland.
hell.
He was on Have I Got News For You, but he was, I don't know.
I thought you were going to say Dragon's Den.
I have this pitch for you guys.
I have this blue tote.
Okay.
I don't know what his defence was, but he ended up going to court for or
Wow,
going to
no
jail for 3 months. There
His
he is.
defense was we could have all been rich.
But is there? I don't know why he even thought you could turn fertilizer into gold.
He has a certain glint in his eye.
They've been trying alchemy for many, many moons, and no one has ever.
They've actually changed fertilizer now because so many people were using it to make bombs. You know, like the IRA pioneered that. They've changed the chemical makeup so that it can't be used.
What was the other thing doing? Getting high off it? You were talking about this before on that podcast. Remember, it was like they were using Jenko.
Oh, like snuffing piss
puffing.
and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
So, a lot of uses, really.
Yeah.
Okay, the next court case I'm sure everyone saw was your man who has gone bankrupt. He's been, what was it? He was a photographer for National Geographic and he's being sued by a monkey. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's a stupid... The monkey got the camera and took a selfie.
He's not bankrupt.
He is.
And a monkey didn't sue him.
No, the monkey didn't sue him. He was sued by...
That's a real website.
But it was a photo that was taken by a monkey by accident. It did an accidental selfie.
Yeah.
And then they were trying to claim copyright and somebody was saying, oh, I have copyright because it was my camera. But they were like, no, but the monkey took the photo, so you don't have copyright claim on it.
So it's been
Didn't
happening
take it.
for 7 years now. He's been fighting this in court. And
So he's
got no
gone
money
broke
left.
because he's been paying
Yeah.
all the court fees.
For 7 years. So
Oh,
he
that's
says, so PETA, how do you pronounce that?
PETA, yeah.
PETA,
Yeah, PETA,
yeah. They sued him on behalf of the monkey and said the animal was the rightful owner of the copyright.
Peter being really weird at the moment, talking about like dairy products causing autism and stuff being real weird.
Oh, they've started going a bit bonkers, have they?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Anyway, so the judge ruled against PETA and then they appealed it. This is all costing him money. And he says the selfies were the result of his ingenuity in coaxing the monkey into pressing the shutter while looking at the lens.
I think he should get it. But like, was he the only person around when that happened?
He said he trained the monkey to pull to take the pictures.
I don't believe he did.
He shouldn't have told people that.
But who owns the photo?
He's just given up and gone, no one owns it. Move on with your life.
Yeah.
Take more photos of different monkeys.
But should he not be reimbursed for 7 years of court fees?
No. He decided to do it.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
He should have just like gone,
Also, is there that much money in a photo?
well, like it became viral because there was a monkey selfie. The monkey was doing a cool smile and all, you know. And it was like, monkey takes selfie, viral. And he was like, I want all the viral money. And they were like, the monkey took that photo, not you, mate.
Yeah.
If anything, the monkey should be given a sweet load of bananas or something. But who knows?
Okay, my last court case is a massive ethical dilemma I'm going to get you guys to play out.
Oh, it's an ethical dilemma.
Ethical dilemma.
Don't need samplers in this.
Look at this.
Dave, read that headline.
Siamese twins in vicious legal battle over right to masturbate. Do they have... before we read into this, I'm going to guess that there's one penis.
Yeah, they share it.
No way!
That's harsh.
Share a penis.
And-
right. So this is Wilbert and Alfred. They are Siamese twins. They share one penis. Wilbert is suing... No, Alfred is suing Wilbert for sexual assault. And Wilbert is saying he has the legal right to masturbate.
Right.
So I am...
That's just bonkers.
I think
Do they
that-
both feel...
Probably
the penis.
shared, yeah, because sometimes you get conjoined shins that share
Well,
organs
just
and
to
limbs.
describe these guys, so we can only see them from the waist up. So they look like they're joined at the belly. They look like they're sitting down, facing each other, joined at the belly, just so people know.
right.
Dave's gonna
He
read.
keeps playing with our penis without my consent. That's legally a sexual assault. I don't want to sleep at night because I'm afraid he's going to touch me.
So I'm putting this to you two.
That is like an unsolvable one. Like,
That's-
they're both physically attached to this. I mean, masturbation is not illegal, and like they both can claim.
Sexual assault is.
But they both can claim ownership of the penis because they both are born with it. It's like both of theirs.
Yeah.
But if the other one, I don't know.
This
There's no
was
way.
made to be a philosophical argument,
Yeah,
really, wasn't it?
This is a snake eating its tail.
That's like, I'm going to, like, you two are very good friends.
Yeah.
If you both happen to share a penis,
Okay.
how would you deal with the situation?
Well, right. Well, like if I was Wilbert and Albert together.
If you and Dave were both Wilbert and Albert.
Well, I think actually
No,
what you're saying
because-
is closer to what it'd be like.
Yeah, I don't think like he has a fair case to sue his brother, but I would
Forget the
try and come
court.
to an agreement. I mean, if they're both different brains, one of them can pass out as such. Is that what he's saying? He's worried about playing with
Yeah, if he's
himself when
asleep, yeah.
So is that not a thing though? But like, if you just get really locked and pass out, then let me do whatever, and you'll never know.
Also, as well, hang on. What's the goal of the court case? Like what?
Your man's
what's
trying
the-
to sue the other guy for
One's-
sexual
But
assault.
they must share the same money.
Yeah, I know. Well, like, imagine one of
Like,
those
what's he gonna do,
dressed up
send
really
his
nice,
brother to
and
prison?
the other one's totally like decrepit, and the
Yeah.
other one's pimped out.
Can you
What?
send one to prison?
Like what? What?
Can the other one go to
This is
prison?
ongoing, is it? Hasn't been
Yeah.
resolved yet.
No.
I don't think it will be resolved.
Okay, I'm going to say it right now. It's fake news. I
Oh.
got caught. I got caught big time. But
Damn it.
I thought it posed a really interesting philosophical question, and I wanted you two to figure out how you would solve it.
I think it
don't
might
think
be
you can
unsolvable.
solve it, like, yeah. You just can't, yeah.
I think if it was me, I would come to an arrangement where my joint twin.
Between 4 and 6, you get to touch the willy.
I think they have the right to orgasm.
Yeah, but what if but the other guy who is, in theory, in the fake news thing, is suing for sexual assault, obviously doesn't want that to be done like that. It's against his principles or maybe his religion or whatever. So therefore, it can never be solved until unless he changes his whole perspective on life or whatever.
But let's say Dave came to you and was like, Conan, I really want to experience.
Stop making me and him the
You
twins.
just want to do
I
that.
do, yeah. I want to know how you two would deal with it.
Don't know.
share.
It's a
I
weird
reckon.
situation.
I want an answer.
We'd share it.
Yeah, share it.
So would you let Dave
Do it at the same time.
Yeah, we'd be mates doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
same time?
Friends
Yeah.
with benefits.
Do it at the same time.
But
One
yeah,
tickles
you
the
want to
balls.
scandalise this.
The other
Now, we're
one-
trying to be like, good moralistic.
One of us would stroke the pipe and the other would play with the balls. Is that what you'd like to hear?
Listen.
Is that what you'd like to
Cannot-
hear?
Yeah, that Tracy. Like God, it's fake because that's not actually happening.
Wasn't there though a pair of conjoined twins who one was like trying to have become an actress, and the other one had a singing career,
Oh yeah,
and one was dating a guy and the other one wasn't.
right.
But I think that was on Jerry
Maybe
Springer. So
yeah, Springer. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
You ever seen Abby and, what are their names? Abby and something. They share a body and one of them does a driving test.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Well, they both do a driving test, obviously.
Yeah. yeah.
And they're both in college as well. They go to each other's classes.
I really wish that was true.
Okay.
It is true.
Not this.
Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah.
The two dudes.
It would be the
wanking.
ultimate ethical dilemma.
It is a great ethical dilemma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I
Theoretical
think
one.
we've come to the end of the show. I was just going to end it with a bit of Eastside Crackhead.
Oh yeah, but first of
Okay.
all, we need to talk about what we're doing with Tragtime.
Yes.
We're taking a fork in the road and
Mm-hmm.
we're going to rebrand and redo our format.
Coming
Yeah.
back bigger and
Coming
better.
back
Well,
big
yeah, we're going to
time.
bring you a better podcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
we talk about a lot of weird stuff, which is really weird. And that's all good, well and good, and it's entertaining. But we're going to try and make it into a bit more story based. So
Yeah.
each episode is going to have a theme. We're going to explore it in and out in a funny way as well. But we're going to
Yeah.
try and have more of a narrative.
There's
Yeah.
going to be some great sound design in there.
Of course,
But instead
sound
of
design
my
everywhere.
prep being 6 beers,
Yeah.
it might be a little bit more work than that.
Yeah, some cool guests hopefully as well.
Yeah, hopefully,
Yeah.
and we're going to broach interesting topics. They will be, some of them will be wild, but hopefully there'll be, an interesting self-encapsulated
Absolutely.
thing that you can listen to for all time.
And if you want to start a crowdfunded page for us, go ahead, listeners.
Why would they start a crowdfund page for us?
Yeah, if multiple people want to start
we should
multiple
get our own
pages.
crowdfunded page going. If anyone else wants to produce and record our episodes and come
Yeah.
up with the ideas and do it for us, that would be awesome. But we obviously want to get the end money.
Yeah.
Okay, so Conan, you've introduced me to Eastside Crackhead. He's around for a couple of years, but now he has his
But
own.
I have to say shout out to Niall Dunn for introducing me to the epic Eastside Crackhead.
Yes.
Who is this person?
He's coming out
He's
with his
amazing, Dave. You're
own
gonna love it.
documentary series, so did you know that?
But who is this guy?
He's a crackhead from
He's a
the
crackhead.
East Side.
East side
of
of-
I'm not sure really.
Is he Irish?
No, he's American.
No.
Oh, okay.
But he basically got famous for, he used to rap for a few dollars on the side of a road to buy crack. And people used to video him out of their car windows, you know what I mean? He'd do some deadly rhymes. And then somebody picked him up, I don't know if it was 50 cents or something like that. I said, you are deadly. Come on, tour with me.
Wow.
And he's actually turned out to be savage.
No way.
Really good. Really funny. And he's obviously done everything, you know what I mean? He's lived the real life.
Yeah.
But very funny lyrics, and he's got really good flow as well. This track, it's
That's
a
what he's
test your
going
work.
by. Is it Eastside?
Eastside
Eastside.
Crackhead is his
Oh, cool.
name.
Look
yeah.
at that. No way.
His rap name, and this one's Test Your Work. It's great.
I'm going to just play a little bit of his documentary series,
Oh,
like
okay.
the first
Okay.
30 seconds so you can get a sense of who he is.
I hope my mother never see this shit.
This is Eastside Crackhead, a former homeless drug addict who happens to be an internet superstar and a phenomenal rapper.
See, back in the days, I used to like Monday Night Raw. Now I'm in your whore on Monday Night Raw. Oh my God, that was fine.
The
kids love me. I got the kids in the hood. Now all I need is the white people.
This looks
You
great.
hot. You make me want to stop smoking crack. Man, I don't smoke all day. Sometimes I go eat.
You get the gist. So that's going to be
brilliant.
a fantastic documentary
Yeah.
series that's coming out in the next month or two. And we're going to end with his hit. Let me test your
Test
work.
Your work.
Woo!
And then we'll be back for series 3
Yeah.
of Tragtime Series
Hopefully
3. So
not too
get
long. Keep
ready.
updated.
Hopefully we will be off the crack by then. But we'll have loads of stories from the street. So we're going to get real street.
And we might do a little compilation of our best bits before then, will we?
We might do that.
Yeah.
Since this was supposed to be episode 10, but it's now episode 9 because we forgot that we only did 8 before this.
Okay, test your work.
All right.
And this is a great way to learn about all the celebrities that have done crack as well.
Yes.
Oh,
We list them.
Okay.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.
see ya.
That's a signature squeal as well.
You bout that life? I'm bout that life. You ain't really bout that life. If you really bout that life, JC, spit a key. Let me test your work. Boss, you the boss? Let me test your work. Jesus, you talking breezy? Let me test your work. Cam, you the man? Let me test your work. Dre and Snoop, like that chronic, I need something stronger. Molly cute, that's like an aspirin for my daughter. Big time, in the club with a case of Ace. And I sniff that whole table. Scarface, another court case. I'm a frequent offender. When Wyclef was hot, I was gone to November. 6 years. Hard time, Bobby was fucking up, Whitney could have been mine. We would have been so high and so in love. When Amy Winehouse died, I could have saved her. I could have smoked like half of that. She wouldn't have had to go in cardiac arrest. Hands up under her dress. Lindsay Lohan her mess, but I still cope above her breast. I must confess, I heard from a little birdie. Bring some crystal meth, you can get that from Fergie. Had a real nice dream, me and Charlie Sheen. Few Playboy bras, I was high in Rob Ford. Brick after brick, like Shaq at the free throw. I stayed hard, I put coke in my pee hole. You bout that life? I'm bout that life. You ain't really bout that life. If you really bout that life, 50, get with me. Let me test your work. T.I., I'm trying to get high. Let me test your work. Birdman, I hear you, man. Let me test your work. Brick Squad, I like it hard. Let me test your work. I want that shit that made Britney shave her head. I want that shit made DMX say he a fed. I want that shit that had Amanda Bonds tweaking. I want that shit Lance Armstrong compete with. I'm a winner by any means. You dig me? Praise Angelina Jolie, but when it condemn me, keep trying to play me like I'm a loser. Biggest sales first week, Robert Downey Jr. I remember even Oprah got high. You thought I forgot? I remember D'Angelo was Diesel. Lamar Odom, that's my people. Drew Barrymore, she liked it raw. Me, I liked it cooked with Armor Hammer on it. One time, can't lie, was Keith Ledger high. But on that Samuel L. Jackson, that crack high. You bout that life? I'm bout that life. You ain't really bout that life. If you really bout that life, Meek Mills, keep it real, let me test your work. Joey Crack, where it's at, let me test your work. Coke boys, I hear that noise, let me test your work. Raekwon, chef me up something, let me test your work. RP, ODB, we would've got along. Would've probably been my feature on this very song. I can handle what Michael Jackson OD'd on. For a dime, Jaheim'll sing you a whole song.
I had that nigga singing Old McDonald. I'ma do the same thing to Jodeci tomorrow. Sean and Wayne said they homies still got the D. So when I hit your town, nigga, introduce me. You know Randy Jackson from American Idol. Well, his daughter's a prom fiend, she got the title. Michael Douglas' son, best boofer I know. He snuck a whole kilo in his asshole. You bout that life? I'm bout that life. You ain't really bout that life. Turn up. If you really bout that life, then turn up. D-Block, you got a lock? Let me test your word. 2 Chainz, unless you change, let me test your word. Beanie Siegel, keep it regal, let me test your word. Yo Gotti, anybody, let me test your word. That Eastside Crackhead. Still putting words together. It's that new shit. You know I got an old pipe, but a new hit.